Hello, Reds from all around the world. My name is Joe O'Neill, and welcome to All For United. I am joined here by two wonderful people, two wonderful Manchester United fans as well. To the left of me, is that right? Yeah, to the left of me. No, yes.
To the right of you.
No, to the right of me looking at you. So if I'm looking out from the screen, you're to the left of me.
I'm somewhere.
You're somewhere, and somewhere more accurate below me is Temi. To that side of me is Kartik, and below me is Temi. Guys, how are you doing on this wonderful Tuesday?
Bit better than yesterday.
Yes. Temi, how are you doing?
I'm good. Cannot complain.
Good. There's a lot of cries behind these smiles I'm seeing here today, which is completely understandable because we're reacting post a interesting game at Arsenal, but also post a wonderful game against Leipzig, and it's you guys please make sure to check out our reaction video to the Arsenal game on Sunday if you want to see us miserable. That's when we recorded that. But if you want to see us elated, go to Wednesday and watch the Leipzig one. So whichever one you're in the mood for seeing, please check it out. So guys, we are looking forward to a game coming tomorrow night against Istanbul. Insert however you say their second name. Does anyone have a go at it?
Basaksehir, I think it is.
Basaksehir. Temi, have you got a better pronunciation of that? Istanbul.
I don't even know. Back check here. I don't know.
Let's just call them Istanbul, not Fenerbahce or Galatasaray. I think that's the best way to describe them. Also, Basaksehir. The Saxons.
We'll go with that.
We'll go with that one. That works. The interesting thing about this team, right? Before a ball was kicked, in this group that we're in now, we are, for the first time and only time in history, in the football history of Man United, we are the neutrals' favourite. Okay?
Really?
Yeah. And I can break it down perfectly. We want to go with our opening game against PSG. We all know why people hate PSG. We all it's well written. They're like the top enemy. They're like Alan Rickman and Die Hard, all right? Of level of villainy, that's PSG. You want to go to Leipzig, okay? Still utter pricks, okay? But not as bad as PSG, one might say. They're more against the love of the game in Germany more so, but still wankers. So you're looking at Jeremy Irons in Die Hard 3, all right? And then you go to Istanbul, not Galatasaray or not Fenerbahce. They are utterly despised in Turkey because of the same thing with Leipzig, but a bit different. For the fact that they are a new club that have been brought up through money from philandering people, from not the best sort of people. And also the Istanbul, it is Fenerbahce, it is Galatasaray, and the other team, Besiktas. They're the three teams. So every one of them hates Istanbul, not Fenerbahce or Galatasaray, and I guess Besiktas as well, because they're the Man City of Turkey. So
Joe's done his research.
I have done my research 3 months ago and then just remembered it now. So we'll put Istanbul, not Fenerbahce or Galatasaray or Besiktas as maybe the current, I guess, Die Hard 2, not the best villain.
Might as well, they're in between.
Yeah, not the best villain or the best villain, but still pretty iconic in a way, you know? So guys, we're going to look forward to this. It should be, but I think the main thing to talk about is we had a very mixed week last week. Obviously, we had a phenomenal game against Leipzig. The world was bright. We were winning the Champions League, which is guaranteed. We know that. And then on Sunday, we obviously had that miserable game against Arsenal. So, Temi, we'll come to you first. Where does your heart lie now? How do you feel after having a bit of time to rest on it? Where do you think it's going to go now against Istanbul?
Yeah, I can see us getting a result if he picks the right team. I think this is another test because he's going to be expected to win this game. You know what I mean? Ollie's going to be expected to win. I feel like Ollie does really well when his back's against the wall. I'm not too sure he does great when he's expected to do what he's supposed to do. If we're being completely blunt, the game against Arsenal, we should have won that game. Like there's no ifs, ands, or like you can't tell me otherwise. Obviously, there was some mistakes in the personnel. We talked about that earlier in the week. But even then, I didn't even think – I thought we would still have the onus in that game, and we just didn't. This Istanbul game, we're definitely gonna dominate possession. Let's call it as it is. But That being said, are we going to be able to break them down? This has been something we've been struggling with ever since Ollie's been appointed. Do we break down teams when we're that are, that sit back against us and make it difficult? And this is going to be the test. I don't know what the answer to the question is, though. I don't know if Ollie's going to be able to answer that question on Wednesday.
Yeah, absolutely true. And guys, make sure to sound off in the comments on your thoughts. And I forgot the one thing I was looking forward to doing.
I was just thinking that one.
I was just thinking I never got to do Ben's wonderful quip of an opening line. This is, of course, I'm going to do it now. Okay. This, I'm going to see if I remember it properly. This is, of course, a preview to the game, a 3-point preview, because you can't win a game without 3 points.
I'm not sure that's what the quip was.
Is that not the?
I don't think it is.
I felt like I lost my way halfway through it. I just remember there was. You can't win a game. I'm not. Yeah.
I think it's what's the point in looking for? No, I don't know.
That is it. Okay, take two. Okay, because the 3-point preview, because you can't look forward to a game without 3 points.
Cancel it, Ben. We miss you.
Yeah, Ben. Please don't let me do this again. Okay. You're the guy. Okay. But yeah, sorry. And please, guys, sound off in the comments what your thoughts on the game was against Arsenal, but also the game against Leipzig, so we can keep it a bit positive. But Carter, we'll come to you now. What is going on? Save us, tactician.
I mean, I said it in the match reaction, so I don't want to repeat too many of my points. If you want to go and check it out, go check it out. But I thought the personnel of the diamond was wrong. And we didn't have any balance. So going into this game, I think we could still go with the diamond, but change up the personnel a little bit, which we'll get into a bit later on. Yeah. But just a general feel of the Champions League itself. I know I keep saying that obviously we're going to win the Champions League, obviously. Because we can all feel better because we're now playing in the tournament that we're going to win. So it's fine. But on a serious note, it does feel weird going into these games because when you have a result like Arsenal, you almost want another league game so you can put it right before you go into these kind of tournaments, because then it's like a gap when you're like, oh, we're in the Champions League and, oh, wait, we've won 2 out of 2 here, but we just lost to Arsenal. So how am I meant to feel about this? Yeah. And then it's a sort of confusing thing. But if you actually look at how we are in the Champions League, we've actually made fantastic progress. We've won our first 2 games, and now we're up against Istanbul back-to-back. 2 games that we are expected to win, but let's face it, we're going to drop points in one of those 2 games. And if I was going to put my bet anywhere, it would be on this fixture because it's away from home. But if you look at it, we've made a great start, so we can be positive about the Champions League. And we should be looking forward to this saying, well, it's a game that we should be winning, and we should be looking forward to another 3 points. I think that might be what Ben's quip actually is. And the side worry for me is this the last Champions League game we play for another month? Because obviously, as you know, England's now going into a national lockdown. Yeah. So will travel out of the country even be allowed for football teams? Will the Champions League continue? Who knows? But for now, looking at this game, we should be winning. I think if we change the personnel, keep the shape, we can still get a result. But we've got to be careful because away from home, crowd or not, it could be a tough one. Yeah.
No, absolutely true. Going to Istanbul is never, ever easy. Obviously, Ferguson, a very famous game, was in 94, 95, where we went to Galatasaray and lost 4-0. Obviously, they're a team that people have heard of. That's why it's a bit more a bit more intense. But yeah, no, the Premier League form and Champions League form, for me, never doesn't make any sense. I remember when Liverpool won the league, was in 2006 then. Do you remember won the Champions League? They were put into a group with Chelsea. Because they were unseeded, because they went through the first round of qualifying. And I remember they played Chelsea twice in a week. They played them in the Champions League on the Tuesday or Wednesday, and then played the league on the Saturday. And this is a wonderful day when Liverpool were so shit, and it was wonderful. But on the Tuesday and Wednesday, with identical lineups, Tuesday and Wednesday, whatever day it was, the Champions League, they drew 0-0. But then in the same ground as well, both in Anfield. And then when they played them on Saturday, Chelsea won 4-0. And you're like, what is the difference? It's just Champions League does something to a team. Whether it's the team or just the fact that you're playing at the highest level of football, basically, it makes them come out of the skin a bit more. And it's not just a game. Every result is important. But I guess that for me maybe is what affecting the players a little bit more. They feel like they're given more on the line in the Champions League because the whole world is watching. I personally don't know. For me, it doesn't make any sense how you can go from playing exceptional with effectively as good a team, if not better team, than Arsenal, to just absolutely shit in the bed on the weekend. But look, you guys both have alluded to this, the personnel formation. What's the problem? What needs to change? Temi, we'll come to you first. If you were going to change anything from the weekend, from the Sunday defeat, what would you do?
Yeah, I think this is the game for the likes of Juan Mata, the likes of Van de Beek to come in and play. I'd like to see Juan Mata in this game because we're going to have a lot of the ball. And when you have him with time and space, I think he's arguably our best creator when he has time and space, which he just doesn't have in the Premier League. I think this is a game to see Van de Beek come in, keep it simple, not do too much, keep the ball on the ground. You know, I think we should do a lot of rotating. I want to see Tuanzebe play. Yeah. I think he has to play in that game. I mean, we're doing really good in the Champions League. I think he deserves a game. Yeah, and you know, I think that I think this is a game for a 4-2-3-1 in my opinion, narrow. So obviously, if I'm just spitballing right here, probably Tuanzebe or Maguire/Lindelof, then Wan-Bissaka, Brandon Williams or Shaw, then have the likes of Matic in there, maybe Matic and then maybe McTominay or Fred, Mata, Van de Beek, Bruno probably, and then up top Martial.
Yeah,
you know, I would play a bunch of midfielders, you know, as opposed to wingers again, and just have ball retention. Obviously, I said Bruno on the left, but that could be Van de Beek. I don't really care. I think all of them. I think we should have midfielders as opposed to wingers in that game. A lot of ball retention, a lot of creativity. Yeah,
well, that's obvious. That's always the goal. Like Cardiff, with yourself, do you think there is going to be a lot of changes? Do you think it's kind of before you let you answer? I know you've already took the inhaler breath to answer my question, but do you think the lineup is going to change for the fact that we lost against Arsenal on Sunday? Do you think if we had beaten or at least drawn with Arsenal, that it would have been a different formation coming up against Istanbul?
I think we would have rotated anyway. I think with the level of opposition, these are the team. This is the team in the group that you expected to beat a little bit more. So, especially the start we've been giving ourselves, we can sort of rotate a little bit. So I think Temi's right in that we'll probably see Juan Mata start this game, maybe Daniel James as well, and then I think you might even see Cavani start for the first time. And I know we'll get into the lineups a little bit later, but I think this might be the time to bring him in. In terms of formation, I'd like us to stick with the diamond, but I don't think we will. I think we'll go to a 4-2-3-1 because just to be safe more than anything else. I don't think you need to take any risks with this one. If you keep the basics, if you keep the shape, if you keep solid, you should be beating Istanbul away from home. I don't think you need to do anything out of the ordinary to do so.
Yeah, like, to be honest, Istanbul, Fenerbahce, Galatasaray, or not, what the last one, Besiktas, like they have done nothing. I should have done this beforehand. Sorry, Ben, you're the professional. I think they lost 2-0 against PSG, and they did lose to Leipzig. It was 2-0 as well. Like they've done nothing. But these are teams that terrify me. You know, under Ollie's reign, it's never the big teams that show up and boss the game. Like it is. Look, it is at times, and has been, that we have let ourselves down against the big teams. But like the majority of times, we show up and we put in a performance, and because we allow them to have the ball, they come on to us, we hit them on the counter, and we absolutely annihilate them on the counter. But like we saw with Arsenal on the weekend, when Arsenal got the goal, they just put 6 defenders behind the ball. They played out if they had to, but they didn't really need to, and we had nothing. And the thing is, they're going to feed into that. And I fear in my heart that this could be just a boring 0-0 draw. I don't see a big performance coming from this. And I do think there'll be massive, and I hope just massive changes, because we have Everton next weekend. And for me, that's a much tough, even though Everton are in a bad form, maybe it's the best time to get them. But like they are a better team than Arsenal at this moment in time. So like we do not need a midweek bad performance. But in saying that, our midweek good performances haven't done anything for us in the Premier League either. So so I don't know if maybe a bad performance will help us get a win over Everton. But we'll be covering Everton in a few days anyway. But for a final point, we all know that 6 points, effectively, we will win the group, because Istanbul, not Fenerbahce, Galatasaray, or Besiktas, they have no points. PSG and Leipzig both have 3 points. So ideally, we want to draw in both those games. If we get 12 points, we're clear. We're pretty much top of the group. Do you feel this is likely to happen, Temi, or like a lower team that we will just shit the bed? How are you feeling?
I really, really hope we don't draw against Istanbul. Because that would
Temi, sorry not to interrupt you, but please give them their full title.
Istanbul, not Besiktas, not Fenerbahce, not whatever.
That's right.
It would just be typical us to be quite frank to draw this game. Like, we are supposed to win this game, but as I have stated earlier, when we are supposed to win, those are the games where we usually struggle to get it out, like to grind it out. So, we're gonna win. I'm gonna keep that like energy up because I think the Champions League kind of suits the way Ollie wants to play, if we're being frank.
Yeah.
It's a lot slower, a lot more time on the ball. Well, I mean, Leipzig wasn't a slow game, but I think in general, it's a much slower game. Yeah. And I think it will be slow against Istanbul. Might not be that entertaining for all of us.
Yeah.
But if we get a 1-0, hey, I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
Yeah. And guys, please in the comments, like I said, keep saying, give us your thoughts on how we feel you will do, especially after last week, and your thoughts in general. Please, Kartik, your turn. What are you feeling for next, especially next game, but the next two games? Do you feel like it's a 6-pointer or?
Yeah, definitely is a 6-point. You've got to look at it as that because we've won our first two games, which are the tougher games in the group, which gives us a fantastic position because now we've got two games against what is the weaker team in the group, or seen as the weaker team in the group, both home and away. So we now need to go and do this. Now, as I said at the start, before our PSG, no, it was before the Leipzig game, actually. I said, win all your home games, pick up whatever you can away from home. So even if, worst case scenario, we drew this game and we won the home game, you're still pretty much top of the group because PSG and Leipzig are playing each other over the next two games and anything could happen there. You could get 2 draws there and we'd be through regardless.
Yeah.
So we've got to focus on what we have to do, and that is win the next game because that's all we can do. If we go 9 points out of 9, fantastic. We've done our job. And then we go to home, and if we have 12 out of 12, we can even rotate for the next 2 games and maybe focus on picking up our league form a little bit. So it is really important that we win, but I wouldn't be fuming if we drew because a draw away from home is not the worst result, considering we won PSG away. So you sort of balance it out a little bit, but logically you think you have to win this. So let's go and win it. Let's go secure it as soon as possible.
Absolutely. And I know a lot of people, we have a lot of, unfortunately, very reactionary fan base who will immediately be calling for, or the last couple of days be immediately calling for Ollie's head after the game against Arsenal. But he has put us, and the whole team has put us in a fantastic position. I did not think we'd be 2 wins in the Champions League, especially with our first 2 games. So, if we were to drop points, not a loss, but if a draw and then win at home, you're still looking at us winning the group. If we don't win the group, I'd be very, very shocked at this point. All right. So we have to keep things in perspective that we're doing very, very well we're doing everything asked of us. Fighting against Leipzig, 2-1 against PSG. There was nothing more that can be asked. And I hope you all agree in the comments and keep them coming in, guys. Okay, so we're going to go into the formation. Well, first of all, in the formation, Kartik, where do you think we're going to go? Temi, we'll come to you afterwards.
I'm going to say 4-2-3-1. I don't think we're going to go back to the diamond. I don't think we'll go 4-3-3. I'll say 4-2-3-1.
Yeah, he has been quite reactionary with that because we saw against, PSG, Leipzig, and Chelsea and Newcastle, all very different formations. And then Arsenal was the only one where he kept the same one. So, Temi, would you be the same that we're going to go 4-2-3-1? Or I think you said that earlier on, actually.
Yep. I would definitely do that. I don't think he's going to play a diamond again. I think he'll play a 4-2-3-1, but it will be with midfielders in the three of the 4-2-3-1. I think ball retention is going to be so key in this game, and creativity with that ball retention. We're going to need midfielders with time and space. Yeah. I don't think this is a game for Dan James to be in, or Mason Greenwood to be in. I think this is definitely a game for the midfielders to kind of dominate.
Okay, cool. So we'll go for 4-2-3-1 is what we're going with formation wise. And we figure, like we were all saying before, there'll be a bit of rotation. So I guess we'll go with goalkeeper in first, though, with the big Dave.
Yep.
Cool. And guys, make sure to get in your comments to what your formation you think it'll be, and especially who will be in the starting lineup. So right back. AWD.
I think you might rest him.
Okay.
He might go Williams. He might. But it depends how much he wants to rotate.
Yeah, I do think there'll be a good bit of rotation. He definitely does need a rest. And if you're looking at the most important players we've had, like across that back line, we're very right now we are secure, because you can't blame our defenders at all for the Arsenal loss, like whatsoever. I would be up for a bit of rotation there myself. Again, don't know if he's going to do it. Like Wan-Bissaka is young and he's still full of energy. So, but what do you think, Temi? Before I give my answer on that.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be mad if my guy B Will came in for
B Will
Will. That's a swaggy nickname I created.
I am in love with that too, and so is B Wills himself.
Yeah. So if he comes in at right back, I'm not mad. Have we seen him this?
No,
we've seen him come on. I think he came on at right back one game and he started at right back in another.
In the League Cup game.
In the League Cup.
League Cup games. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking. I can't remember. It's crazy. It feels like that League Cup game was like 10 years ago. But yeah, I would like to see him get some time. I think it would be a good game for him to kind of rotate. Why not this game? Out of any of the games he would play in the Champions League. So I'm not mad at that. Let's continue.
100%. Yeah, we'll go with Williams. And you guys both, I think both of you did. Temi definitely did. Tuanzebe, like, I feel he is well in line. I'm forgetting back in, like, a lot of people, when I was doing the Instagram story on Sunday at halftime, people were calling for Tuanzebe to come on. I was like, well, no, we don't need him to come on, but like, he's definitely starting this game. Definitely.
Yeah, he should.
So alongside
probably Maguire.
Either Maguire.
Yeah, I think it will be Maguire just because it's the Champions League. You want your captain playing.
Yeah, dead on, dead right. And then left back, unless Tellez is back, which I don't think he is, then it'll be Luke Shaw. Yeah, fair enough. So we've got Big David goals. We've got Williams, Tuanzebe, Maguire, and Luke Shaw. Cool.
Yep.
So then, what did we say? 4-2-3-1 is what we said, wasn't it? Yeah. So who's our two midfielders?
Go on, Temi. You go. Give us your two first.
I would. Yeah. It has to be Matic, and I would say Fred. I don't want to see McTominay start. I'm sorry.
That was my two.
Yeah. I would definitely give it to Fred over McTominay, just because even though we can't give anyone a compliment for our most previous game against Arsenal, but we can give Fred a lot of compliments for his game against Leipzig, and he's done enough in the Champions League to keep hold of that place.
Yeah.
And even in fairness, he was not the worst player at all. He was still doing everything. He just was, like Kardik said and Temi said at the weekend, he was just out of position. Yeah. Okay, so I would go with that, and then we got to look at Donny will be back in.
Donny in the 10, Matter out wide.
Matter out wide, and then who's on the far left?
You'll go with James, but it shouldn't be.
Yeah. If we're predicting my lineup, I wouldn't mind seeing a midfielder there. I'm going to be honest with you. If he puts Bruno at the 10, Van de Beek at the left, I know that's not a normal thing, but I mean, it's when you say the left, it's very narrow. They're going to be, they're not going to be taking the fullback one-on-one or anything like that.
That's what I would do too, but I just don't think he will. I think he's going to.
Yeah, he'll probably. Yes, Rashford. He can't pick Dan James.
I'm telling you,
he's going to.
if he doesn't pick Dan James, there, I think he will be gone from the club in January.
That's what I posted in the group, right? You saw what I posted in the group. It was my lock screen.
That's right, Jay!
I told you guys I did not dislike this kid. He was my lock screen for a solid 3 months.
Yes, and that was sad times for us all. When our hearts and souls relied on him. Yeah, I think
that goal, I said, "Oh, that's my guy."
Dan James, I think will be there because I feel if he doesn't start in this sort of game when we're rotating, I feel like he will know and everyone will know his time in the club is gone. Yeah. So I think any opportunity Solskjaer can give him a run out to prove himself, he'll give it to him, and this is it. And I think we all have the same opinion up front. I think it will be Cavani. Even though Martial hasn't done I think it should be. Look, I'm torn.
He's gonna start Martial.
He probably is going to start Martial. I think
he played really good. He played really good against Leipzig. I mean, obviously he didn't he didn't score a goal on the run of play, but I thought his hold up play, like you see what happened against Arsenal without like he won like 5 or 6 fouls with his back to goal, relief pressure. Those are little things that people don't really see. Like today, against Arsenal, we really saw that missing portion of somebody who could play with their back to goal and actually like be calm and lay it off to the likes of Pogba and Bruno. That's underrated.
So okay, here because I'm kind of torn on this one as well, because if this was a normal time, if Martial had been playing week in, week out, if he hadn't got the red card, I would say Cavani will definitely play. But what is more important for us now? Is it for Cavani to get a full game under his belt, or at least start a game, or Martial to maybe bang 1 or 2 in before he comes back to the Premier League against Everton?
I think Martial plays an hour just to get himself, in the mix, in match fitness before starting against Everton, and then Cavani comes on for half an hour. Is
there a thing to say? I know you might swear at me for this. Is there something to say Martial on the left and Cavani up front?
I would love that.
I'd love it, but it won't happen.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Because Ollie sees him as a 9 now.
Yeah.
He does, yeah. But like maybe he's up for also rotating as well, because he wants Cavani to get like a game time and not just start.
Yeah,
I'd like to see it, but I don't think it will.
Again, when he made the subs, he put Rashford out to the right, and then he put Cavani in the middle, and then Martial out left. When we rotated, I don't know if you guys remember that, but it kind of went 4-3-3 after we made those changes.
So will we say, come on, this is, Ben's on here, Daddy isn't here, this is our channel now. Well, let's go crazy. Let's just say Martial on the left and Cavani.
Go on, let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's put a bet on now.
Sorry, Danny James.
Sorry, Dan. Yeah, and to be honest, no one wants you in that position starting. It depresses us all. Even though I still feel there's a player there, I just don't think there's a player there to actually affect a game positively over the course of games. So we still love you, Dan James. But just
a big shout, I think, would be to see Pellistri on the bench.
Yeah, he was on the bench in the last game, wasn't
he? No, he wasn't. No, he was. Yeah, he was. So I think he might actually get some minutes, Pellistri.
Oh, that'd be good. Well, I think if we're winning, he'll definitely get games. Oh, okay. That's an outside bet there on Kartik. We're going to see a debut of Pellistri. How do you say his name again? Pellistri, is it?
Facundo Pellistri.
That was magnificent. Thank you very much, Kartik, for going.
No, don't forget. If you've not seen the video, I actually interviewed. I really shouldn't forget his name, but the Uruguayan football expert. I interviewed him, and he actually told us all about Pellistri. So if you've not watched the video, go watch it. It's a fantastic video. It really was.
Just don't go search Uruguayan football expert.
Yeah, I do apologize. I just lost his name off the top of my head. But,
see,
it was a good video.
Can you find it before Kartik screams it out before we end this video? It's like, oh, that's it. Yeah. Okay, guys. And please, guys, don't forget in the comments, put these all in. Final result. Temi, what do you think?
1-0.
2
United.
Okay, good. Thank you. Kartik, for yourself?
3-0.
2.
Cavani first scorer.
2 United then? Good. Okay.
Yeah, obviously.
Oh, who's your goal scorer, Temi?
My goal scorer is Martial.
I'm going to be pessimistic because I've been pessimistic in both
1-1.
PSG and I'm going to say 1-1. No, I said 2-1 against PSG, we won 2-1. I said 1-0 against Leipzig, we won 5-0. So I'm going to say 0-0 and hopefully we win like 8-0. Okay? With a Dan James hat-trick. Who cares? He comes on for a minute and scores 8.
I've not said it yet. Okay, no, carry on.
Okay.
Do your outro.
Okay, guys. When I'll give each. Temi, where can people find you?
Yep. Twitter at Temi Talks United. Follow my YouTube channel as well. Subscribe to that. New things coming out in the near future.
Kartik, take it away.
Find me on @MrCardSham on Twitter. On my bio, you'll find the Front 3 chat. Make sure to follow that and subscribe to the new channel. We are kicking off content hopefully this week.
Beautiful. And I am Joe O'Neill. You can find me on Twitter at ActingJoe. There. You can find me on Instagram at Joe Your Own Way, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is by searching Joe O'Neill, and see my comedy films and whatnot, which I create myself. So I very much appreciate that. And also, guys, thank you so much, Kartik and Temi, for joining us. We're going to take back after a miserable performance the other day against Arsenal. We're going to take it back this evening, tomorrow night against Istanbul, not Fenerbahce, Galatasaray, or Besiktas, and we're going to have a resounding win. We all believe it. We all know it's going to happen. Please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Please follow on Twitter, Instagram. Find us on Facebook, All For United. Search it across all the boards. Find us, share the love, and thanks so much for joining us. And I never set up the outro when I'm making my outro.
We're going to win the Champions League.
We're going to win the Champions League.